Here we go. Welcome to what is episode 37. Although I think it feels like it's been episode 37 for the last three times we've got to move on to 38. It just feels like it's always episode 37. I don't know why. But there you go. Welcome. Good evening to another Saturday Night Live with the DMC crew, a more familiar crew this week, with my good friend and Mr. Martin there. Good evening, Martin.
Evening, boys. Evening, people.
And our good friend, Mr. Luke Sampson from Scale Customs. Good evening, Luke.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, BJ, Martin.
We're short of a fourth. We'll see who logs on, if anybody logs on. Let's see who's in the chat. In the chat, we have got evening all, you my bunch of French poodles. Mr. Paul James is in the chat.
There's a wait then.
I'm
not going to repeat everything he says. Mick's there. Good evening, Mick. Hope you're well,
Evening,
mate.
Mick.
Good to see you.
Cool.
Good evening, Ian. Good to
Ian.
see you. We're just going to shoot the breeze for the first couple of minutes, just while people log on. It's been a bit of a week. We were discussing this last night in the tavern. A number of celebrities and people that we all know have passed away, sadly. Mainly, to me, Ozzy. Gutted, but it wasn't unforeseen. I don't think it's one of those things. Unfortunately, I'm surprised in some ways due to his antics. I'm surprised he lasted as long as he did. You know, he was he didn't cut no cord as Ozzy did. Bless him.
Yeah.
And Hulk Hogan. If you grew up in the 80s and started watching WWE or WWF as it was with The Undertaker and people like that. Hulk Hogan was the first kind of wrestler that became a superstar, stroke superhero, and sold millions and millions of dollars worth of merchandise. So that was a couple to name two. But then we also found out that if you like your jazz, Cleo Lane passed away as well. So it was there were several. It's been a bit of a week, really. But there you go. So rest in peace to those people. I don't any excuse for me to have a drink, really. But there you go.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. So what are we going to do this week? Well, I was saying to Martin, went on to our favourite chat AGP and said to it, can you give me a series of topics to talk about with regarding to diecast? And it's given me 29 topics. And what we're going to do is ask for somebody in the chat to give us a number from 1 to 29, and we'll talk about that topic. This is just it. Luke, he's just coming completely cold off the street, got no idea about this, but there you go. So it could be anything. There's all kinds of machinations there of what it could be. We might go through a couple of topics, might get a couple of choices. I've also spent thousands upon this episode, thousands and thousands. No expense spared, and we now have the official DMC Quizmaster book. So again, this is 500 new quizzes. So you can't blame me for this one, Luke. It could be anything from any era. And again, what we'll do is we'll get somebody in the chat to pick a number between 1 and whatever. It'll feel like 5,000 by the time we've done it. 500. And we'll do a number of questions there rather than us thinking up repetitive ones. Good evening, Russ.
Russ.
Good to see you, buddy.
Hi, Russ.
Welcome back, mate. Luke, we believe that I think Martin spoke to Laz. Laz is on holiday.
Yeah.
JMO, if you want to put a T-shirt on and jump on board, I'll send you a link. Give me a thumbs up. Let me know. Mecha Power 4. I haven't heard from Brian, so I'm quite happy to give you a few minutes, mate, and you're more than welcome to come and join us. Other than that, we'll go around the houses. Luke's living it up this week because his family's gone away on holiday and he's got the house to himself. And I bet
they've dumped
what to do now that he's got all this spare time. Anyway, so yeah, we're going to sleep for 3 days. So we'll start with Luke this week. And Luke, what you been up to, boy? What's new in the world?
Apart from nearly buying a motorbike every time I go on the internet. That's what happens when the wife goes away.
You can see how I got myself in trouble so much now, can't you?
So, this week, I'm working on an Oldsmobile Super 88. I'm making this into a lowrider.
Oh, a lot of wheels.
I've printed them today. You can see there, I've printed some discs and I put them at the back with some red calipers.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I like that. I was going to say it got disc brakes on it.
So I've got a nice little colour in mind for this. It is two-tone. I think they should work well together. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm working on currently. If any of you have not seen Thursday's video, go and check it out. It's a nice little custom job that was. And that's me. I'm enjoying the single life. House really quiet, just one man and his dog.
He said to us earlier on, I had to put the landing light on because I was a bit nervous.
You actors are scared. This is put the landing light on.
And I don't mean this the wrong way, but if you've seen Luke in real life, everything should be just scared of him. But no, he doesn't like being on his own without his wife. Brilliant, love it. Good evening, good evening to Pete. Good evening to Darren. Welcome,
Darren.
Hi, Pete. Darren.
We're just shooting the breeze for a few minutes, going around the houses, talking about what everybody's up to. Martin.
Yeah, I've been doing painting this afternoon. I'm doing these. What is it? 2, 4, 6. Yeah, 8-wheel matchbox, regular wheels, cement mixer, Bowden or Bodden, how you pronounce it. In the AA yellow and the darker red. I'm doing that one at the minute. I've just stripped down a dinky Field Marshall tractor and a set of gang mowers for the back, so I'm going to have it throwing the gang mowers. And hopefully I've got my static grass applicator now, so I might do a bit of a feature with it cutting in the grass. So those gang mowers are quite a bit complex, really. A lot of parts of those when you start stripping them down. So that one, and I'm still I got my balls up in the air on this scrapyard challenge. I'm not sure which I'm juggling. What I mean, of what to do. Either multiple diorama or just a single diorama. I'm not sure, but we'll see.
Juggling ideas is the way you want to describe it.
That's it. That's good. Yeah. That's a good SWOT. That's a good SWOT description. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's where we are at the minute. Yeah.
Pete says the title says June chat. By the way, yeah, I'm not surprised. It's me that does it, Pete. So it's bound to be wrong half the time. Mate, I'm lucky that you're lucky that we're all here at the same time. Managed to get that right.
Yeah, we got that right.
That's probably why we've been on episode 37 for the last 3 goes at this. What have I been doing? Right. Finally, I put on the Midlife Models channel. It hasn't ceased to be. Yes, it is still active, regardless of what people think. I've managed to put a video up, and I did the Jag challenge, and did a 3.4 litre Corgi Toys Jag. So
nice.
Enormous.
The best thing about these is the wheels. if you have the dome wheels and you give them a right good polishing, they come out really nice. I love the mirror wheels. I love them on these Corgi toys.
Did you screw the bottom PJ or rivet it?
I screwed it.
Screwed it.
And I did it in my favourite Sierra beige. I either do them black or Sierra beige.
Nice, mate.
What I will say is that the post holes really, really slim on these.
Yeah.
What's that bump on the base plate? What's that for?
I don't know. It's almost like the sump or something like that. It's, I mean, I don't know the engineering term.
That's just mimicking the.
No, that was that would have been the motorized version.
What I forgot to say, Martin's took the words out of my mouth, because if you listen,
there you go.
Oh, there we go.
It's the motor blasts.
Oh,
Yeah.
more motor, like, yeah.
Mr.
Rev it
Man-
up and let it go.
Yeah.
Did myself a disjustice, because you can't obviously see it inside, but the motor was all clogged up, and give it a good clean. Put it in some of that ZEP limescale remover and rust remover. You only need to put it in there for about half an hour, and it's a bit like that the one that you brought, Mark, from
Evapor.
Yeah, it's brilliant stuff.
Yeah.
You get it from Tool Station or Screwfix, one or the other. It's called ZEP, ZEP. I highly recommend it. I picked it up off. Wasn't the particular one that I was looking for, but it was Ron from Sumu Diecast had got a solution, and I thought, well, I'll look for that. But a lot of the time, when you look for American products in the UK, they don't exist. But you can tend to find somebody's suggesting an alternative online.
Yeah.
So that was what I did. What else? I'm not going to. I give credit to Martin, obviously, but I started to do one of these little houses, one of these row life houses.
Yeah.
Martin will know that there's a lot of work goes into these. This is something you kind of want to do when you don't want to do a video or something. It's just a nice little hobby to be putting along with. And you even have to do the paper cut, like Martin said, and I thought, no, it can't be right. Well, it was, obviously. Paper cut leaves and branches, all sorts.
Yeah.
This for years.
That'll be ongoing for the next 10 years, that one.
Yeah. I'll get my own house in order before I get this house built. So it was thanks to Martin. I was impressed with the work that Martin had done on. You can see some behind his head. Some of the models that he's done, especially the green. In actual fact, there's the one.
Next
to the blue coach. Yeah. It's called. If anybody wants to do one of these, it's Row Life. Kathy's Flower House, I think it's called.
Yeah.
And they are. I will say. And it's not to show off or blow trumpets or anything like that. They're not cheap. That one cost about £4 a pop. So that's what I paid. And it may be that we had an idea. We may go live with when Martin's up here again and do one of these between us. Split the costs on one, and it's a bit of a project we can do when Martin comes up on the night before we go somewhere when we go live. So that was another idea that we had, and that was that. And then because this is going to make no sense whatsoever, but I'm not a big fan of Christmas. I think it's commercial. It's a bit, whatever. So I like a theme. I like a horror theme for Christmas. Me and my daughter especially, has been brought up with. She goes to horror conventions. She's been brought up the right way. She was watching things like Hellraiser when she was 7. Teach kids young.
Yeah, good parenting skills there.
Yeah. So what I do is I go shopping for Halloween stuff in July, obviously, for Christmas. and I've got skeletons and all sorts on my tree, and this is one that I'm working on at the minute. So now you can tell the range don't want to spend too much money, because poor old Frank here, he's got no neck, and so they decided to put the bolts on the side of his head instead of his neck. So there you go. That's the range for you. Yes, you get some great stuff there, but now and again they'll throw you a curveball. So there you go. That's another project I'm working on. 3D printing. I did do. Whenever I 3D print something, it's only going to be around for about a couple of days before I break it. I'm going to repair Sid. The fins have fell off the back. I'll repair that. Luke, quite rightly, although I was a little bit frustrated, noticed that I'm now sitting in a shower. Apparently.
No, it looks like you're in hospital, PJ. I'm waiting for Sister George to come and take your temperature.
Looks like I'm in hospital, PJ. That's fabulous. That is. The fact that he couldn't see the highlights on the shower curtain, which are up there, he quite. I've got no shame. He quite rightly pointed out, 7-letter word beginning with B and ending in D, that it was a shower curtain. Yes, it was, but it makes a nice little backdrop. So there you go. I've got confession time. There you go. I hope you're happy now. I've spoke to the public, confessed my sins. I'm a cheap art. I brought a shower curtain as a backdrop.
What you need is a bit of a psycho backtrack, soundtrack on the back of that, don't you?
Yes, what I need is like a blade coming out between the.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, 3D blades sticking out the curtain.
Yeah, we'll work on that. We'll work on that for next time. Going up and down on a motorised.
Yeah.
What you could do, put a light behind it, and then pretend you're having a shower. You can all watch the silhouette.
I can do it live if you like. You know what I mean?
Get it done.
Yeah.
Oh, good stuff. Already a lot of humour. Right then, where are we? Let's dip into the chat. Oh yes, Pete's quite rightly pointed out. Title says June said Pete. Yeah, my bad. That was Pete. Pete. Darren says JMO. Don't forget Shanzuki Tamiya too. So the founder of Tamiya, I believe. Pete, you'll correct me if I'm wrong, has passed away. So directly connected to modelling. I don't know whether it was the chairman, Pete. Perhaps you can let us know there. But I did read that he passed away too. Now then, JMO House Trick says Pete. Could have been worse. Could have been in December. Right. Yes, he fell asleep on us last night. Turned his back on us and fell asleep last night. You've got no shame. Ian, mechanical friction drive. Yes, that's what's in the Jag. Quite right, Ian. And just to give a quick shout out to Ian. Ian is selling a Space 1999 Eagle. The green one with the white cabin. It's in fantastic condition. I've seen the photos of it. If you want to consider purchasing it, either give Ian a shout out or me a shout out, and we'll let you know how much Ian's looking for it. So it is incredible condition. So I brought one 2 or 3 years ago, not in as good condition, for £45. So they're not cheap, but then again, all the good things aren't cheap. That you're gonna pay for what you get. Bar humbug, yes, it is bar humbug. I'm not a big fan of Christmas. How did you swing that, Luke? Home Alone.
I won't fly.
You won't fly.
I won't fly. So
you know what?
I'm quite happy at home.
Fist bump.
See ya.
Fist bump. That's it. Leave me hanging.
That's it. You're hanging, mate. Yeah.
I'm hanging. I'm just having a virtual fist bump. You're not the only one, mate. I get dizzy walking upstairs. So
You know, I live 2 minutes from Airbus where they make the wings. I tell you, the pissheads that work in there, you see in the afternoon, nipping over to the mill for a few pints and then heading back. And they're going drilling wings. It's enough to put anyone off.
And you know what? True story. Got married in Jamaica against my better judgment. Not only getting married, but in Jamaica. But on the way there, I'm like, when I go on a plane, I've been on a plane. Don't get me wrong, but it's like a white knuckle ride, and I'm holding the chair like that. So you're either got to take some tablets or get well oiled on the flight, and it was 11 hours. But the point was, as you quite rightly said, I was sat over the wing, and the wings have to give. You know, that's what they do. I was absolutely crapping bricks. This wing was going up and down and all over the place. And then there was an altimeter, altimeter. Is that the height one? I hope so. On the cabin roof, and it went 40,000 feet, 20,000 feet, 30,000 feet, 20,000 feet, 40,000 feet, and this thing was reading wrong all the time. And not only that, I don't know whether you got a faulty air conditioning unit, but there was water dropping from the ceiling, right? Anything, it felt like, I don't know, what's that disaster movie with any disaster movie that's got a plane involved. That's what it felt like. Final Destination or something like that. I did not want to be on that bloody plane. I couldn't get off it quick enough.
If you meant to fly, you'd have wings on your back, wouldn't you?
Exactly, yeah. And then look at what happened to that lad. He flew close to the sun, burnt up, didn't he? Whatever his name was. Yeah, and him. Yeah.
What was his name? Burt Lancaster. Yeah.
Burt Lancaster flew too close to the sun with wings. Yes, this is true. There was a metaphor mixed there, but there you go. That was Homer Simpson all over it. Loads of laugh. Bar humbug. Hi guys, I'm here now. Good evening, Kev. How are you, mate? Well,
Hi, Kev.
JMO, I just got a mint box Matchbox mod tractor rare version with headlamps on Mudguards. Sexy AF for less than a plentiful version. With a tatty box. Righto. So we've got Taz and Kev saying evening and Ian saying evening. That's why his head fell off. Now, who says that? That's why his head fell off, says Jamie. Ian, here's Johnny. Yeah, here's Johnny. Kev, I've not done much diecast stuff this week because I've been cycling to and from work and out on cycle rides in the evening. Good stuff.
Well done.
This is all a shame, as Pete says. No need for that, Kev. You'll be getting healthy. When they filmed the Psycho shower scene, they used chocolate sauce for blood. I've just covering the place in chocolate sauce, if that's what you're expecting, Jamie.
I'm going to chocolate sauce, BJ. Or peanut butter, any'll do. I like
to be outside of the paddling pool. Anyway, Gemma says, I was tired, only had 4 hours sleep in 3 days, and I'd just done a 13-hour shift. It's not good enough, is it? It's not good enough. If you'd done a 14-hour, then we'd have let you go, but 13-hour? No.
Yeah, that's with the 2-3 hour tea breaks.
Yeah.
I'm just going on my first break after that.
You're gonna get no sympathy from this crew. Ian saying thanks for that, PJ. You're more than welcome, my friend. Diecast Deep Dive. Good evening, Diecast Deep Dive.
Hello.
And he says burnt Lancaster. Like
oh my God. Peter.
Wings. Time flies, says Russ. Wait till you fly through a really bad storm.
Yeah.
Mate, I'm not going to do it. Me and Luke, we'll watch.
No,
we'll be in traffic control. Well, yes.
I'll stay on the terra firma, thank you.
Well, we've got a few rough storms. Yeah.
General says he was I'm not going to use all of his language, but he was thrown about in a bad storm like a rag doll. Good fun filming everyone screaming and praying. Wow. Indeed, founder and CEO, says Pete. He's talking about the chat, the guy from Tamia. Thanks, Pete. Luke, what's a tea break? Oh, dear.
Something wrong with him in there.
He's just trying to get sympathy. It's not
something wrong with it.
Yeah. Right. So, what have we got this week? Well, sometimes it's a little bit difficult coming up with topics, but what we've done this week, as I said, drop this on Luke like a bombshell, is we went to ChatGPT, and said, give us a series of topics that we could talk about that's diecast related. So off chat where AGP went and said, yes, certainly, here's blah, blah, blah topics. So I've got topics from 1 to 29. And what we're going to do is we're going to pick somebody from the chat to pick a number from 1 to 29. And we're going to spiel this out and spin it out as much as we can on any particular topic that's suggested. We might go through 2 or 3 of these. So, and if we've covered it before, it's just a bit of fun. It's just a bit of fun. So I'm going to ask Mr. Ian Ulley first. Ian, if you're with us there, a number between 1 and 29, sir. And while Ian's doing that, what I will bring up is our thanks this month go to Luke Sanson, Phil Naylor, Mr. Ian Ulley, Andy Bourne, Martin Dare, Laszlo Patsy, Lee Jackson, Brian Dre, John Atwell, Moz 6510 Models, Fraser Martin, and Dwayne McDonald, who have all donated 2 or plus more pounds to the benefactors. To PayPal to help us support our licensing costs, and have become benefactors for the month of July. So it is on behalf of all of us to keep that keeps this going. It is much appreciated. We thank you so much. Not only does it go to licensing, it may also go towards software for improving video content, whatever we can do to upscale. That's what the donations go towards. I'd like to do a time team shout out, and we're looking for 10,000 subscribers to donate, but I don't think we're going to quite get that far. Yeah. But we are more than grateful to everybody who donates. Please feel free to donate at paypal.me/DMC admin, or just contact me and I'll point you in the right direction. So once again, thank you everybody that donates. It's much appreciated. So Mr. Ian Ulley has picked number 7.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, are you ready for this? This is an open forum, so don't feel obliged that it's all just on one or another. Number 7 is Hot Wheels versus Matchbox. What's the difference?
Yeah.
Everyone will raise a finger to start first.
Yeah, I'll pop at this one.
Go on, Martin.
Well, it's a bit of a, because there's your Hot Wheels, but then you've got your Matchbox regular wheels, you've got your Matchbox Superfast. So, in comparison, the Matchbox Superfast is nearer comparison to Hot Wheels than the regular wheels. And I think that in a nutshell, in my opinion, the Hot Wheels is a more flashy, with the candy paint works and the flashy decals and the flashy wheels, whereas your Matchbox are more your standard colours, Superfast wheels, a bit more toned down than the Hot Wheels. And the designs of the Hot Wheels, they've got some fantastic designs on these Hot Wheels. If you look at them, some weird and wonderful designs, and yeah. They are. I think sometimes the design of the Hot Wheels is ruined by the decals or the printing they put on them, if you know what I mean. I think the basic casting and wheels they put on them and the style of the design they come up with is fantastic, but then it's covered in all these horrible decals, and I think it spoils it. And I like to see some of these the American guys, they take all that off and they put a nice custom paint job on, and that completely alters it. It's a lot better. So, in my opinion, the Hot Wheels for design wise and style are a bit better than the Matchbox. That's what I think, in my opinion.
There it is. Anything to add, Luke? What's your take on the? You're not a big Hot Wheels fan, are you?
No, they're more for me. They're heavily sort of advertised, aren't they? That's what it's all about, making them flashy, catch the kids' eyes.
Yeah.
It's all about sales. I've done a couple of Hot Wheels on the bench. I've done the Escort recently. The model itself had quite nice detail, but there was just no detail on it. They just shoved a transfer down the side of it, and that was that. They for me, they just lack a little bit of, I don't know what to call it, but they just,
realism.
Yeah, maybe if it's that character, yeah. They're just heavily marketed, aren't they? That's what it's for, sales.
I'll give you a quick rundown of what it says. This is no specific definition, but Hot Wheels and Matchbox, both owned by Mattel, offer distinct styles. Hot Wheels are known for their fantasy-based, as Martin pointed out, high-performance designs with exaggerated features and a focus on speed and stunts, often seen on their specialised tracks. Matchbox, on the other hand, emphasises realism, replicating real-world vehicles with more accurate proportions and details, and focusing on everyday vehicles and action themes. Now, I will say, I've collected some of the Hot Wheels tracks in the past, and they are good fun. The ones that work, because they're not all brilliant, but there's some cracking good Hot Wheels courses and tracks that you can get. And in fact, if you go onto YouTube, you can find some channels where they're racing Hot Wheels in a real life situation and even doing commentary over the top of it, which is brilliant fun to watch. They've even had, I watched this particular, the name escapes me, it will come to me eventually. 3D Bot Maker. Sorry, 3D Bot Maker. Yeah, if you go and watch their channel, they do leagues and different racetracks. They've even done crashes and had funerals. Real life, with the little model characters attending a funeral when a car's come off the track and fell down the mountainside. It's hysterical, but it's brilliant. It's brilliant to watch how they've done it. So there you go. Although I will say that when we do go to some of the car shows, what I seem to have problems finding is British made or British design Hot Wheels. There's some fantastic Ford Pops out there, Mark 1s. There's a range of them, rally versions, but I just can't seem to get them from the.
I've not seen a Ford Pop.
Yeah.
Is it the 100D? Is it the 100D you lived on?
I'll get some. What I'll do is, if I remember, I haven't got the box up here. That's probably the only box I haven't got up here now. I've got some Hot Wheels downstairs on card that we collected from the Toy Collectors Fair, and I'll bring a sample up of some of the British ones that I've got. There is Matchbox have now also gone very Hot Wheelish with their latest releases on the cards with plastic bases and thin wire. They're not anything like what we knew as kids, unfortunately. So there you go. There's number 7. That particular topic. Just jump into the chat. Make sure we haven't missed anything. But it's Boeing that keep falling out of the sky, says Pete. To be fair, anything would if you turned off the fuel, says JMO. True enough. Icarus, that was the guy that
That's
flew.
the guy, yeah. Icarus.
Yes. Brilliant song by Iron Maiden as well, The Flight of Icarus. Being a big Iron Maiden fan. Scared to say, but it looks like suicide or terror attack. Scared to say, it looks like suicide or terror attack. The Air India flight, JMO, it is looking that way.
Oh, right, yeah, that one, yeah.
What you're talking about now?
Yeah.
One's British, the other one is American and funky colours, says Ian, according to about the Matchbox and Hot Wheels. Although, sadly, they're all owned by Mattel now. PJ, please can you explain what the Scrapyard Challenge is all about? It might take 3 of us to explain this. Basically, get a model and put it in a scrapyard scenario. It's quite open-ended to the imagination, this one. So you could even go as far as going to doing a breakdown truck, towing a car off the side of the motorway that's been smashed up. I would have thought this is right up your street, Kev, to be honest. You probably got a foot start on the rest of us. But don't make it look like a car that's been picked out of a box and it's broken. It's got to look as though it's on a scrap heap or a scrap heap within a scrap heap diorama. So the diorama itself could be just print a scrapyard scene and put it on a piece of board and then put a car against it. So it's whatever your imagination leads you down to. I mean, you can even go down to printed 3D oil barrels, stands, you name it, whatever takes your fancy. As long as it's got some kind of broken down scrapyard theme. Martin, you want to add
anything? Yeah, I would say, yeah, you pretty much covered that. It's basically, it's a little bit different than restoring. I know when I'm going to do this next month, I'm going to get slated because people say, oh, it's not a restoration, you're going in reverse. But it's not. It's really a challenge of your imagination and a little bit of a different skill level, and a bit of fun. We chose it because it's something different to do rather than just getting a vehicle, restoring it, and showing it. It's something you can have a little bit of fun with. You can play about with a bit of weathering if you want to. You can play about with, if you've got a few, most of us who buy a lot have got some old junk in the box that we're never going to restore. We're going to use it for spare parts. So, you keep the scale down, do Matchbox or super fast Matchbox, where you've got broken wheels, windows of glass is missing or broken, doors are missing, that sort of thing. You can put them in a scrapyard scenario. If you're not sure, you can just, if you go on the Google scrapyards, and you'll see old ones and new what they call recycling plants. Now they don't call them scrapyards anymore, breakage yards, they're recycling plants now. But you can do that, or you can do a standalone one if you want to. You can get an old vehicle that you've got, and you can do whatever damage you want to do to it, as long as it's not overly severe. You've got to be realistic about the fact that not all cars in scrapyards are busted and broken. So they are damaged. So perhaps the engines have gone on, or mechanical failure of suspensions gone, and people scrap them. So, and the idea was that people go and get parts off it for what you wanted. So it's just an exercise in your imagination. Yeah. Have a bit of fun.
I think
chill out. Enjoy it.
One idea might be that Martin will have to tell me what the guy's surname is, but the guy from Leicester, Matt
Armstrong.
Matt Armstrong. He'll go and find a car that's been in a lake and restore it. So you could have a being pulled from a lake or up on a ramp, that kind of repair scenario as well. So it's a pure imagination thing. Luke, anything you could think of you want to?
Yeah, I'm going to go down the road of probably similar to what Martin's going to do. Have a coaster, Probably put like a corrugated fence at one side.
Yeah.
Have a battered old weathered car.
Mhm.
I've got some engines that are 3D printed in the past, and I've got some more wheels and tyres kicking around, so we're going to weather them.
Mhm.
Maybe an old oil can. Make
Yeah.
the ground dirty. Little bit of long grass maybe, but get it all on just a little coaster. I think it should look quite tidy.
Yeah. Well,
There is
virtually that's a lot like the way I was thinking. You know, corrugated fencing, which can be you can get corrugated cardboard out of anything, packaging, cut it down, bit of painting on it, stuff like that. You know, you just have a bit of fun, just relax and enjoy it, have a bit of fun. That's what it's about.
I bought some of that AK interactive rusting effect, weathering effect. It's just like 5 or 6 springs in a box. So I want to try that.
Yeah.
There is much of an art form in making something look crap as there is making it look good.
Yeah, exactly.
If you do it the right way, when you talk about weathering and things like that, that's you know.
It's all adds to the hobby of modelling. You know, really, whether you do it like that, because it's all nice doing all nice shiny things now and again, but sometimes you just want to think, I want to do something different. And
have a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Thanks, chaps. So I hope that kind of gives you some kind of guidance, Kev. Diecast Deep Dive. Not a fan of Hot Wheels. Amen to that.
Yeah, it's Hot Wheels.
I do collect the Batmobiles. I've got about 40 of them in different shapes and sizes, so I can't claim not to like Hot Wheels. It depends on the model for me. Ian saying original Leslie castings are much finer details and better quality.
Well, they were. Oh, what's the next one then?
Russ is saying, is it just me when Martin's speaking? There's a clicking sound. You're getting that popping noise.
I don't know. I'll try and move. If I move my phone any further, it'll go. I don't know.
Fall off.
I use my stand, and I've never had a problem with it before. I don't know quite what's going on with it.
Have you got a surround on the back of your tablet, or is it just
have I got what?
Like a cover for you?
Yeah, I could take the cover off and see.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if you get some bounce back.
Let's see what happens.
Well, what's doing that? JMO, no real comparison. Matchbox were around a long time before Hot Wheels weren't there.
I've done that. Let's see what happens now.
Yeah. Hot Wheels went their own way. Matchbox brought out Superfast to compete. Now they are both owned by the same company, which is Mattel. Crackle on Martin's volume, says Ian. Yeah. Play-ups. There is a bit of audio clipping going on. Yeah. My kid's got a Hot Wheels cat with a toilet on it. Make of that what you will. Let me just repeat that out loud, Darren. My kid's got a Hot Wheels cat with a toilet on it. Make of that what you will. He's corrected it beneath. Car, not cat. So that makes more sense now. Actually, why it's got a toilet on it doesn't make sense, but at least it's not a cat. So I'm glad I read the second part of the correction. JMO, not fully true. Hot Wheels do many modern cars and classics, custom classics, and they are awesome for the price. Some are, yeah. They did the sit up and beg pop. One to look out for. Hot Wheels did a funky Reliant Regal 3-wheeler, says Ian. Also did a Nash Metropolitan. Oh, that's a big word. Metropolitan. I'll get there eventually. I take the null with the SWAD infants approach to pronouncing words. Usually a letter at a time. It works out eventually. To be honest, most of my cars are wrecks anyway, says Kev. See you like you're on the front foot. Kev's a foot in front. What did he call me? Ian, I was referring to the original regular and superfast English made Matchbox range PJ. Yeah. Okay. That gives me a clearer picture of the challenges. Okay, good stuff. Check out 3D Bot Maker. That will mention them. Yeah, absolutely, Pete. They're brilliant. Crazy, crazy Jimmy was murdered, I tell you. So they give, although they've got Hot Wheels cars, they haven't actually got any drivers in them, but they name a driver to go to the car. So Crazy Jimmy James was one of the drivers that got killed in an accident, and they had a funeral for him. And they used little Matchbox figures to bring it all to life. But it's great. It's great fun. Matchbox Transit that has seen better days, much better days in a diorama. Okay, that's us caught up with the chat. Shall we do another one of them?
Yeah,
we're all right with that. Right, Mick, are you still there? Give me a number between 1 and 29 that isn't 7. If you're still there, Mick.
So, excuse me a minute, Jan. I'll just go and get a drink.
No worries, buddy. We'll see if Mick comes back with a number for us, and I'll take a slurp.
Yeah.
Cheers. Happy Saturdays, everybody. A bit more structure this week. I feel. If Mick's still there, if he's not. We'll give it to 10. We'll give a countdown of 10, and if Mick hasn't come back, we'll ask somebody else. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
4, 3, 2, 1.
4, 3, 2, 1. Nothing from Mick there, so we'll move on to. We'll go through the taverners first. So, JMO, I think you actually said 32, didn't you, Paul? If you just want to confirm that. We said he said 32, knowing there's only a choice of 1 to 29, which is great. That is, you know what I mean. He lives in Manchester. We can forgive him. A number, JMO, between 1 and 29 that isn't 7. And we'll give that a few seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7. We're going to get 2 come through all of a sudden. You watch this. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He's either fell asleep or gone for food. Who knows? Right, okay.
Right, pick somebody else. Pick a random. Yeah, pick Russ.
Or turn it round. Turn it round. 23. Well, James come back with 24. Thank finally. Topic 24. Influencer and YouTube channels focused on die-cast cars. Ooh. Perhaps we ought to do something like our top 3 channels that are not our own that we view. And I've also got a number from Mick, so we'll do Mick as well. So, Mark, your top 3 influencers that's influenced you, or YouTube channels you like to watch?
Yeah.
Die related.
Myself, me, and I. No, all joking aside. One what has now stopped was Corgi Bob. He was one of my first influencers. Was Corgi Bob, and I like to. There's quite a few I like to watch. I like to watch Luke, to be honest with you, because even though he's new in it and whatever, he's doing some good stuff. And you know, trying to think. Oh yeah, and Paul Restorer. He's another one I like to watch. I've had to just finish watching one of his videos tonight. He's done the moon buggy and the war chariot. Yeah, I would say I watched so many of them. There's quite a lot, like Timo, Dinky Detailing, Peter, Deep Dive. I do watch a lot of them, but the ones that have sort of influenced me to when I started was definitely Corgi Bob and Paul Restorer.
Yeah,
they're the two main ones that influenced me when I first started out. Yeah,
I'm going to. Well, Luke's not back yet, so I'm going to go with Jan, who did a channel called Ice Cold Wheels.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
He did some fantastic fantasy builds, like apocalyptic builds from stuff he found around his house, which was brilliant.
He did that attack walker out of a K7, Matchbox K7, and that was really good.
Well, it was a simple thing where what he did was he got a couple of split pins and he stretched them apart, put them down, and got some baking soda and glue, and cut a couple of cross beams still out of split pins, and he made a tire rack, and then so it got like it's like driving into any tire replacement garage, and he got a rack with all tires on it, and they're all Matchbox or Corgi rubber tires on the rack. Like it was brilliant, and it was all just made out of split pins. So it was simple ideas like that. He was one of the first ones to start doing dioramas and putting his own made pieces in there, which I thought were brilliant. So I like Jan. I know he was ill for a while, and I think he's got a new channel. Martin, I mean, Martin's a given because he's my kind of. I'm not blowing smoke up his ass. He knows that. He's helped me no end. Corgi Bob, yeah. Marty Matchbox makeovers, yeah. They were probably. I think Martin, Marty, and Bob were the first three that I came across. And again, Paul Restorer taught us all a lot of new techniques that we never thought of. So I'm cheated and going with 4 or 5. Luke, welcome back. Your top YouTube diecast channels. I know you're going to say me, but you don't have to, obviously. Your top 3 diecast YouTube channels or influencers.
First one would be Diecast Outlaw.
He went downhill fast.
He didn't last long, did he?
They fucking did, mate. It'd have to be Martin Dares. I know his head will go too big for the screen.
Yeah.
He's the man, or the reason why I'm sitting here now watching his videos. Probably Paul Restorer, even though I don't watch a great deal of his, but he does some good stuff. I did watch him when I first started out. Pimp My Diecast, J-Mo. He does some nice stuff on there.
Does he owe you money?
Yeah. I said I'd give myself so.
Yeah.
Who else would I say? There's quite a few out there, isn't there? I have to be careful who we say now.
Yeah. You'll upset some folks.
Yeah.
Don't know. I'll leave it there. I don't want to upset anybody.
To be fair, there is a lot more now than there was a few years ago when I started watching the YouTube videos on restorations. There was a few. There was more doing the Matchbox and the Hot Wheels than there was doing the larger Corgis and Dinkies. There's a couple of guys, the names escape me now, who fallen by the wayside. I'm still subscribed to them, but they sort of very rarely, they weren't on a regular basis. I think the only one on the scale that I like, the Dinking Corgis, was Bob on a regular basis, and Paul Restorer. But even he started off with doing a lot of small matchbox in the early days, when he started. There was a lot of like you say, there was, I can't remember his name now. The guy who went, he was a beef eater for a while, Paul. What was his name?
Oh, Matchbox Resurrection.
Yeah, Matchbox Resurrection.
Yeah, he does some quite nice stuff in, doesn't he?
Yeah. And there
There's Nick as well to watch.
Yeah, there's quite a few, but there wasn't as many as there is now, if you know what I mean. There's a lot more now to choose from. But going back only 5 or 6 years, and it's certainly got on further now than it has before. I mean, it's increased largely, and it's good to see a lot more people coming on, new people coming on, and it's good because it's always nice to see everybody's other takes on stuff. You know, I found it interesting. I think Peter's in a chat, deep dive. He used that glycerine for his tyres to soak his tyres in, and I found that was an interesting little thing. You know, it keeps them soft, and it gives them revitalises the tyres, and I thought that was a good idea. So, Peter, where do you get your glycerine from? Yeah. Because I'll be interested to try that.
Let's just nip into the chat. Yeah, we've got a couple of choices for the next one. Chat is delayed, says Paul. Yeah, it's about 15 seconds, I think, from where we are. Ian saying Paul Restorer. I like watching Martin's and Andy's Garage channels, says Kev. Corgi Bob and Mr. Dare, says Ian. Corgi Bob is a legend. Yeah, sadly packed up now. It was Martin who got me into doing videos. You're gonna be on that fivers here, left, right, and centre. You are, Dare, to be honest, aren't you? I don't know.
Well, I'll just leave the room then, shall I?
The amount of oranges that you've got to send out at Christmas. Corgi Bob is a legend, says Russ. Yes, they are. Well, you know what? Marty, and Bob, the three of them, are the kind of the holy trinity that I came across, and most of us came across. So hats off to him. He's all right. Marty's Matchbox Makeover, says Mick. Austin at Diecast Resurrection, Luke at Scale Customs, and Danny's Diecast Disasters. I don't think.
Yeah, I've watched quite a
Danny's
few.
Still going.
Yeah, Danny's Diecast. Oh no, I think didn't he? Was he big friends with Diecast Garage?
No,
I think they've virtually dropped off together. There's another guy called Justin. He's still going with the Matchbox. There was a particular guy that I was following.
Matchbox Garage, wasn't it? That's the one that. Yeah, he was the guy in the UK.
Yeah,
and it was Danny's Diecast, and they got together.
That's
started doing some fantasy builds.
Yeah,
and then it got. Danny was into doing a lot of Mad Max type.
Yeah, stuff. Yeah. I think he was from New Zealand. Was he from New Zealand? Something like that.
Yeah. One or the other. It was Matchbox Garage that the hot dog company must have been paying a fortune to use the foot-long hot dog jar. Winkleman's, as I think it was.
There was another guy, a Belgian chap. I used to like watching his channel, and I think the last few videos he put up, he bought this massive collection of diecast. They all out in his driveway. There were boxes of this stuff, and he was the one who used the expression "handy dandy screwdriver," and I always stuck in my brain.
Handy screw.
But I think he had a car accident, if I remember rightly. It was quite a nasty car accident. He actually got footage of some of it, but I haven't seen him for a long time. But he was good. He was nice. But
Yeah.
he was from Belgium, and he used the expression "handy dandy screwdriver." Nice guy, nice bit of videoing. But for life, I can't remember his name.
Yeah. I mean, we have lost a couple of people.
There's a few gone off, by the way. A few gone off.
So, as his life thing, it changes. So, right, we're JMO, George, and one. Yes, it was one at Matchbox Resurrection, and George.
Yeah, one. Yeah. Portuguese, I think he was. Wasn't he, one?
Say again.
I think he was Portuguese, wasn't he?
He was either Portuguese or Polish, one or the other.
No, he wasn't Polish.
Yeah. Now you come to mention it. He always used to wear a different rock band T-shirt.
Yeah, because he has a camera facing him all the time.
Yeah. He had his camera facing his hands as opposed to where the rest of us do it facing away. I use JMO. I use silicone bumper polish on tyres. Darren, don't forget Laszlo Collectibles. No, I've never heard of him.
Yeah, I've never heard of him.
And there's Andy, Diecast Restorations. He's another good.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. I am the boss of the channel. My name is Laszlo. Yes, we love our Laz. He's taking a well-earned break, bless him, and a good friend of ours. And yes, on par for par, one of the best painters, including Luke, that we know of. But everyone here is. Don't forget Laszlo Collectibles. But everyone on here is great to watch. Well said, sir. Well said, Darren. Makes me feel so much better. James said, at one point, do you reckon Danny ran off into the sunset with Matchbox Garage?
That's not very nice, James.
Possibly so. I don't want to cast aspersions. We haven't got a DMC lawyer, so be careful what we say. James said one was Spanish, he thinks.
Yeah, I think that was what one.
Yes, on his own. Now then, right, I like the way this is going. This seems to be quite a popular thing. So we'll do one more. And Mick said a number 16. Restoring vintage diecast cars. Not restoring diecast cars, restoring vintage diecast cars. I don't know what it's suggesting, whether that's a question or a statement. Well, let's kind of put it this way. Do you find it more difficult, Mark, to restore a vintage diecast car? Obviously, the techniques are the same.
Yeah.
What do you come up against? What problems?
Well, I suppose it's easy in some respects and difficult in others, because a lot of the early diecast cars, as John Atwell has been doing recently, some early Tootsie Toys. Some of the early diecast cars didn't have any interiors or base plates. Very rough. Some of them rough castings. So you just basically had a casting shell, a couple of axles, a couple of wheels, and that to me is vintage. And when you go in 1940s, 30s, 40s is vintage. Much before that, you'll struggle. You go into sort of like tin plate, but I find they're easier because, like I said, they've got no base plates, no interiors, no glass in that respect. But the castings can be shocking. The actual molds can be very, very rough, and they take a lot of filling and a lot of cleaning up to get them to look nice. But there again, it depends on the other subject is, do you want it to look original as it was casted, just to repaint, or do you want it to enhanced it a little bit by making it better than it was, but keeping it with all the keeping it basic, keeping it simple. If you understand what I mean, by not adding anything onto it, but just making the body smoother and so on. Yeah, they make it look nice. So yeah, and parts for the older cars are very hard to get. Now you'd have to try and find an original if you want to recast anything. I mean, a point in question. That die cast. If you watched my last unboxing, I got the Emperor casting, Emperor casting, and they only made. It was a British toy company. I think they later amalgamated with somebody else, but they only ever made one casting, one type of casting. It was that one that I've got there. They did it in several different colours, blues and greens and reds. And it's the elastic band wind up die cast car. If you see it, and it's in the blue, and it has a rubber band, a couple of cogs on the back. But you can't. There's nothing to it in the realistic, but it's missing the wheel, so I've got to now cast that wheel because I can't get another one.
Yeah.
I can't buy that, you know. And I've got several older die casts, which the castings are pretty rough. But the modern ones, the newer ones, you've got available spare parts because they've been made loads of them and they survived. So your parts are not hard to get. So that's to me, it's a difference. Is the older castings, parts are very scarce, and on the plus side, they're easy to do.
Yeah. Jebo was saying, I think, how does that mean? Like old toy cars or like models of yesteryear? I'm just going with age. It's quite frightening that the three of us now live in a time where the things that we had as kids are classed as vintage, which makes us just feel that much older. But I'm thinking kind of 40s, 50s, and 60s is proper, pure vintage to me. Luke, your thoughts on? Do you do many vintage cars? Or you do a lot more modern.
Modern sort of 60s and back this way. I've got a few models there that's like sort of 50s, 40s, probably a couple a little bit earlier than that. But I choose not to do them because I want to change the wheels, maybe try and put some glass in them, and then you put a video up and you just get it in the neck. So the better just stay in the box and save the aggro.
Yeah.
But I find when you come, especially once you get past the 80s into the 90s, some of the stuff then, the doors are a pain to remove because they're on that little thin wire. That Renault I've just done, I had a nightmare setting them doors back up with that wire there because I didn't want to take them out the little pinch pieces on the post.
Yeah.
I had to hold them with some little long nose pliers and gently move them back. Absolute nightmare.
Yeah,
that's you get to the 80s and a bit further back, and the doors will come out dead easy.
Yeah, it's funny to say that, Luke. When you're doing the video, because I come across that several times with them wire crossover pieces, and you'll see sometimes I just leave the doors on. I know it's a bit harder to paint it that way, but I've scratched so many putting them back in that wire position.
That's funny because when we're talking about Hot Wheels and Superfast, one of the things that I really hate is that clamped axle, where you have to split that clamp open to get the axle out. It can be a right pain in the butt, and that's where you're using baking soda and super glue. But there you go. We've been joined by Jerry. Hey, Jerry.
Good to see Jerry. You, mate.
Well, Jerry.
Yeah, like never, mate.
We'll do another one just to keep the ball rolling. This going well. This is some get Mazic rot.
Yeah,
and can be fragile. Says J-Mo.
They do. Yeah, that is the. It's written in the actual Dinky book about the rot. I think that some of the early Triang boats they did, the like liners and Queen Elizabeth and stuff. They all just eventually just fall apart. It's like a giant jigsaw puzzle. held together by the enamel paint. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
We'll give a quick shout out before we go any further. John, pick me John Atwell, if you're in the chat still, John, pick me a number between 1 and 29. You can't use 16, 7, or another one. I can't remember which one it was.
25, wasn't it? 24, 25.
Was it 25, was it?
25.
No, it wasn't 25. Oh, 24.
No,
You can't use 7, 24, or yeah. So pick me a number, John. Whilst if John's online and there is a bit of a delay, so we'll give him a few seconds.
I'm just going to nip for a minute. Or stop me for a minute.
That's all right, mate. Whilst Marty's has just popped off, and we're waiting for a number. Love you, John. I love you, John. We do like our John.
You sound.
A reminder, gents. We talked about the Scrapyard Challenge, but coming up in September is our Paint It Blue Challenge. The idea is we've done this now for this is the fifth year, one or the other. We do a Paint It Blue Challenge where you can take any car or vehicle or model, plastic, wood, die-cast, doesn't matter, and just paint the damn thing blue, and then donate to charity. And we donate to the Alzheimer's Society. We have a pay as you go page, or whatever it's called. I don't get it. I don't have to get involved in it, so the money doesn't come to me. It goes straight to the charity. Martin's got to put the toaster on. His reputation precedes him, doesn't it? You know what I mean?
Oh, it's early yet. It's not 10 o'clock.
No, he's got another 50 minutes yet, Darren. He's quite on the ball. It's almost like, cows lying down when it rains. You know when it's 10 o'clock based on Martin's taste buds. What was I saying? Yeah, so September, the Paint It Blue Challenge. Please take part. If you've never taken part in the challenge before, you just send us a before and after shot of something that you had one colour that you've either restored or repainted and made it blue. And then we've got a Just Giving was the page I was thinking about. We've got a Just Giving page where you can donate to the Alzheimer's Society. Over the last, I'm going to say 4 years, but it might be 3. Over the last 4 years, we have donated £1,054 to the Alzheimer's Society, which is an incredible, for saying the size of our community. I am so humbled and proud of our community for donating that sum of money. We did get recognition from the Alzheimer's Society. If I can, it's not a shower curtain; it's a backdrop. You didn't see the washing, did you? So we were appreciate. We got a card from the Alzheimer's Society, and it says, "You are really appreciated. Thank you for your support." I will read what it says on the inside. And I got a nice little handwritten note, and it says, "Dear Paul, at the Alzheimer's Society, we're deeply grateful to the diecast and modelers community for making life-changing difference to the day-to-day lives of people affected by dementia. Thank you so much for all your kind support. Best wishes, Marianne Anktar, Regional Fundraiser." So we have been, not officially, is it official? I don't know. But we have been recognised, and they've given the DMC a shout out, which is brilliant. So we've got a reputation as being a great fundraiser on behalf of the Alzheimer's Society. And I know it means a lot to some of our members. So there we go. Russ saying, "Can I ask a question?" Of course you can, my friend. When spraying, what grade of mask do you wear? E.g. FFP2. I know what he means by this. I haven't done health and safety, but I would guess. Let me just finish reading the chat. I'll come back to that.
Yep.
I have a full canister mask I hang up. If you planned that better, you could have got green curtains for green screen. Yes, I could, but they were only £9 each from the local cheap shop, so that's why. Cheap. Anyway, moving on. Ian says, play out something resembling a Darth Vader helmet, fading that one with thick filter that can be replaced. And Darren saying, congratulations, guys. Thank you, Darren. But it's congratulations to everybody that's in the chat, basically, who've donated in the past. So that comes up in September 15th to 18th. It's you'll have to excuse me, and you'll get sick of hearing about it over the next month or so. But I'll be plugging that hard on the DMC Facebook group. We'd like to try and the target is £200. Last time, through some incredible donations, we hit 430, I think it was. So I don't know what to say. Like I say, I was very humbled by the donations, and it gives us a great reputation of being a supporter of the Alzheimer's Society. So there you go. Now, I'm going to go back to Russ now that Martin's returned. Thanks, Russ, for your question. Can I ask a question? Of course you can. When spraying, what grade of mask do you wear? E.g. FFP2. Now, let's go to his nibs. What face mask do you wear, his nibs?
Yeah.
He's going to call it a beard.
One word for you, mate. I do, to be honest with you, Russ, I do have a respirator that I used. I bought from work, but when I was working and retired, I do use it now and again if I'm using enamel paints or cellulose-based paints. But with the acrylics, with my fan going as well, the extractor fan, I don't tend to use it because I find it steams my glasses up, to be honest with you. If I cover it up, I don't know if you ever wear glasses, and it fogs up over your glasses. Yeah. But I will use a respirator if I'm doing cellulose or enamel paints, because they are quite, they get you high as a kite if you're not careful.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the grade of it, to be honest with you, I can't remember. I'll be honest with you, I can't remember what the grade is. I'll have to have a look in the respirator, pull out the pads and have a look. But they will be very strong, because we for health and safety at work, they would be very strong. And I've got a couple of boxes of filters, so I'll have to have a look. But in all honesty, if I'm using acrylics with my extractor fan on, I don't tend to use it.
When I was doing working with some health and safety reps, one thing is to buy is to get a mask. But if the likes of Luke and Martin, to an extent, if you've got a beard going on or whiskers around the chin, face masks, the full face mask had to be masked to face, and whiskers and beards would create a separation. So they used to tell the guys that were doing painting, you need to shave, else you ain't going to be doing this job. And that's how brutal they got with it. You had to be clean shaven so that face mask would, fit to your face and create a seal. Because if you don't, it's just, you might as well not be wearing it. It's pointless.
Yeah. I think in the paint booths, I think Luke will probably see these. In the paint booths, industrial paint booths, we had the air-fed masks, which is basically looked like Boba Fett, and it was a big full face, had a foam piece that would come under your chin, and you get an air feed from the side, so you got constant fresh air coming in from a thing strapped to your belt, which was connected directly to the airline. So that was the proper air-fed mask. for what we use for health and safety
I
in
mean,
that respect.
a lot of that depends on what your company's prepared to spend on their employees. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's easier to say get a shave and you're going to wear this mask than don't get a shave and we're going to get you a bodysuit that looks like something from NASA.
Yeah. The thing with that was, Paul, when we were working, the speeds we were working at, and the heat was coming in because it would draw air out from outside, and it was heated up, and we had water running underneath. You got too hot in one of those rubber respirators with the big things on the side. You would end up with a sweat rash, an awful sweat rash, because you were hot. You know, you'll be talking about working at a high rate, 12 hours a day. So with the air-fed masks, you are far more comfortable. With removable visors, like you get on a crash out on a motorbike, and you can pull them off, put fresh visors on. You were far more comfortable. Your face was cooler, and you were more comfortable. You know.
I mean, I made the mistake of buying a full face mask with two air filters on it. But when I got it home, it was so tight I couldn't get around the frames of my glasses.
Well, that was another problem. Yeah. Mm.
You know, so what do? I'll come to Luke in a second. I used to paint in the shed. I've got a little 6x8 shed, and I used to paint in there. But over a period of time, I really started to feel chesty because I was doing models every week at that time, and I was using eye coat paints. They are acrylic, but there is gases in those acrylics. That's how it gets out the can, for Lord's sake, like. And I started to feel really chesty about it. So now, if it's bad weather, I don't do it. I spray outside, and if it's bad weather, I don't do it.
That's why
it's that simple.
The best mask I've found is 3M. Perfect,
3M.
Relatively cheap, as long as it's covering vapors. My test for me is with any new mask is open a can of finish. If you can smell the finish through the mask, it's no good.
Yeah.
That's obviously, as long as that vapor's not getting through, you won't have any trouble with the heavies off the overspray and all that. So
you can get a 3M mask that fits the filter inside it as well. That is just nose and mouth. You don't have to have a full face.
No, that's all I've got. The two filters, 3M masks, two filters either side. That's all you need.
I mean, I don't want to
these ones that the air fed there for booze and industrial painting and stuff like that. Just for it home, a 3M mask is all you need. Especially if you're extracted as well.
The tip would be, I mean, it's not for us to say you should wear this, you should wear that. I don't get sued by anybody. Of course, the DMC said I should wear this mask. No, we don't. Google it. Google somebody who's spraying acrylics, anything like that, and see what they say, see what the general consensus is. But you can. I agree with Luke to a certain extent. I don't like a mask because I feel like I'm being suffocated as well, which is bad. So if you're outside, whichever way the wind's blowing, spray with the wind. It's blowing away from you. It's blowing onto your model. That's how I do it.
Again, PJ, that's probably down to your mask. That look, feeling like you're suffocating.
Yeah.
You should be able to breathe through that mask like you're not even wearing it.
Yeah,
that's why I always use 3M.
3M, good. Even back in the day when I was doing health and safety, 3M were a big seller or supplier of health and safety equipment.
Even Merck is good, but I wouldn't go for any other brand other than them two, because I've had it when I bought them, and you can smell the finish.
Darren said, I'll be sure to make a contribution. Thank you, Darren. Don't worry, you'll get plagued to death with it by the time I've done. JMO, airfed are great till your mate lets one go into the inlet. Have to bring it down a level, don't you? Jerry, R95 filters are made for paint and solvents.
Yeah.
Okay. Russ is saying this is for home use. How about spraying lacquers?
Yeah.
Any difference, Luke? Same principle as far
It's
as
the same as the mask I've got. Like I spray 2K, which is fucking toxic. Sorry, swollen, which is toxic, like bad stuff.
Yeah.
I always wear the mask, and I've got the boob as well running at the same time. So yeah.
So is it just like a paper mask with the elastic band around it?
It's not paper. It's rubber. With the mask, with the filters. It's got a piece goes over your head and it attaches around your neck, keeps it firm to your face. Like it's not as if I'm in an enclosed environment with it. I've got the fan extracted anyway. But
yeah,
you know, the last thing you want to be doing is breathing out because it does like sort of get out the boob bits of it does. So you know, you got to wear a mask. Like
I mean, the other thing is, you're not as restorers. We're not doing this on a daily basis where you're being, you're exposed to it every minute of the day, like if you're doing it for a job, like a car sprayer. So plenty of fresh, with or without the mask, plenty of fresh air around you is my recommendation. But please look it up if you you can go to the government website and that there is a breakdown on masks. I've seen it. Because there's been court cases involved with masks. If you want further information, I'll point you at .gov.uk. There's plenty of information there.
Solvent, that's all you need. Solvent. That's it.
Yeah, protective solvents. Jerry, when I worked, I had a 3M full face mask with glass frames fitted with my prescription. That's true, because you can also get I know we're going away from face masks, and my apologies. You can get frame. You can get prescription glasses if you work on the shop floor. So if you work on machinery, you can get free paid prescription glasses by law, and they put they're almost like protective glasses, but you can also buy over glasses, which will go over the top of your frames as well. So don't want to turn this into an health and safety meeting, but there you go. So there's a few ideas there for protection with eyes and your mask. Jerry, we used N95 cartridges for lead dust. Okay. Russ saying thanks all. Well, you're more than welcome. If we've got some information we can pass on, we will do. Right. Shall we do a quiz or shall we do one more?
Yeah, what we on? We're on an hour and a half at the minute, aren't we? So
we're on 9:30.
Yeah, it's up to you. I mean,
we're waiting for the number one way off John, but I don't think he's here.
Did we get a number off John?
No, we never got one.
We didn't get a number off.
I think so. I've not heard you mention it anyway.
He's probably lip up fatty in it somewhere with his.
Oh, you know, he's out, isn't he? He's at the Scar night, isn't he?
You know what? I might have actually been asking John for a number, and he wasn't actually online in the first place.
Exactly.
That goes to yes.
Yeah.
So apologies to John if you watch this at a later date. Jovo, 2K releases also cyanides, which is arsenic and cyanide mixed, and levels are retained for a long time. A few sprays have been found dead as the level builds up enough over time to kill instantly. Wow. Okay, I'll stick to me. I'll stick to my spray guns. Okay, we'll do one more. Let's do one more, and then we'll see what the time is. If we can fit a quiz at the end, we'll fit a quiz at the end. I'm enjoying this. This has been easy on the ears this week. So let's pick one of our one of the newer guys that's joined us. Let's Darren, pick me a number, sir, between 1 and 29. If we've had it before, I'll tell you. So there's been about a 15-second delay. So plaguing you to death. A, become a benefactor. B, come and find the DMC on Facebook and join our community. You were made more than welcome if you haven't done so already.
And D, don't take health and safety tips from me.
Yes, don't listen to Dare, because all he'll tell you to do is grow a beard, which is not the correct method for health and safety. Come and find us. Find us. Give us a thumbs up on the DMC YouTube channel. It makes it worth it and helps other people find us by adding us to the YouTube algorithm, because it means basically that people like our content and points them in our direction. Once again, thank you to the benefactors. Have we got a response from Darren? Darren, if you're still there, give me a number. Give me a number, mate. Between 1 and 29. We've got another couple of seconds. Thank you. Yeah, thank you to all the benefactors. And don't forget, next September, paint it blue. There will be a link. You'll be flooded by links and pictures and posters and all sorts. So much so you'll be sick of it. I'll beat you into submission to donate to the cause.
We got a number, yeah. Come on, Darren.
We'll give it a 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay.
Is Peter still in there? Deep dive.
Pete, pick me a number between 1 and 29 if you're still there. We'll get probably 2 come through together now. Between 1 and 29, and I'll tell you if it's available. I ought to highlight the ones we have done, haven't I? And then we can save this list for the next time. I like the idea that it's my Painted Blue challenge is just about done. Thanks, Kev. Ian, do like I've done. Smash that like button. Thank you, Ian. It's much appreciated, sir. Ian is one of our benefactors as well. So major supporter. We appreciate what Ian does. A number between 1 and 29, either Pete or
Darren. It's talking out to people who's watching who ain't watching, isn't it? I tell you that.
Yeah. We're excited, and they've dropped off. They've done a JMO on us. I'm going to go to my man Russ if we don't get a response in the next 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Russ, give me a number between 1 and 29. I know he's listening. You must be listening. Now we're going to get through. There we go. Give me 5. Good lad. Darren's just going to give me 9.
That's typical.
Russ is on the ball and fought and well away. All right. We'll see how this goes. We'll do 9. If we get time, we'll do 5. It's going well. So, oh, it's an interesting one. This is. So we've got 9 and 5. Thanks, chaps. Thanks, Darren. Thanks, Russ. Number 9. The suggestion or the topic suggestion was lesser known or defunct die-cast brands.
Oh,
crikey! Well, so pick me and Luke will just take a back seat.
Yeah,
Martin.
Off you go, Martin.
No, hang on a minute. I don't know them all. I know a couple.
Well, I don't know. Let's put it this way. I don't know whether Britain's is still.
Yeah,
active.
Britain's still going. Yeah. Okay. Well, the thing was, what I know. I mean, I'm not a fantastic. I don't know everything about stuff like that, but I know a lot of small companies. A lot of small companies amalgamated with bigger companies were either swallowed up by big the Ben Bros Lone Star, Shower Bangs, Emperor. What I was just talking about, Emperor. They moved on. They got amalgamated with another small company. There's quite a few, but it's difficult to sort of regurgitate names that you've heard in the past, and you think, oh yeah, I've never heard of that before. And then all of a sudden they pop up in your mind. But yeah, the UK, England did have quite a lot of early diecast people, but I think they were just basically putting the feet in the water and testing stuff, and doing a few things. It wasn't until Matchbox come along that it took off. There were a lot of smaller castings. Like you got Tootsie Toys. I mean, I know they still do some now, but the early stuff. But Shower Bangs, Ben Bros, Lone Star, and a few others. I can't remember. There's probably some. I think probably Jerry will probably know a few extra, and Russ. But I can't remember offhand all the names. I mean, I could look it up, but I can't remember. That's all the ones I know.
I don't know whether they are still active from a fan point of view, Jerry Anderson point of view. There was Spectrum. Was it 21st Century or Spectrum 21, something like that? They started to branch out, to do their own. Let's have a look. What we're going to chat. Luke, any? he's getting
no. Impy,
right? So that mine and Luke's contribution are Impy and Britain's, and Martin says Britain's are still going. So what do I know? Let's have a look what we've got here. Kev saying, I've got one from Yanzawa. I had one called Yanzawa.
Is it an Israeli one? Is it? Or somewhere out that way? Hmm.
I'm going to ask you for confirmation. JMO, Autopilon.
Autopilon, yeah.
Lado, says Darren.
They're still going, I think, Lado. Yeah.
JMO, spot on.
Yeah, they're spot on, yeah. Meccano, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oski as well. Yeah, they still going. Oski.
Lone Star, says Ian. Triang, says JMO. Triang, says Ian.
Yeah,
Joel Wear Fab, says Russ. Joel Wear Fab.
I've not heard that one before. I'll have to look into that one then.
Ian says Impy. Russ says Joel Wear Fab.
Crescent Motors, that was another one. Crescent Motors.
Kev said I've got a 1/18 scale Merc by either VT models or UT models. Russ Product Enterprise.
That's interesting you said that, Russ, because that Product Enterprises, if I remember rightly, I did a bit of research on the Emperor models, and I think they went over to that Product Enterprise, if I remember rightly. I'll have to check it up after this. Yeah, that's, when somebody said the name, Nick Twiggs, you think, I've heard that before. Yeah.
All right. Sorry, I was just going to highlight this so that when we do this again, we've got some numbers we can choose from. JMO Budgie, Ian, Lincoln Toys from the 1960s, Darren, Lado again, Jerry from the US, Midge Toys from Canada, London Toys.
Yeah, Midge Toys, yeah, that's another one, yeah, I've heard of them, yeah, Midge Toys.
Interesting. There you go. We've lost quite a few, but there's probably more out there than we still running than we think. Mark's Toys.
Yeah, Mark's, yeah.
Right, we're going to round this section off with number 5. I think it was that was suggested by either Darren or Russ.
Russ won it.
Was it Russ? Yeah, give me 5, says Russ. Absolutely. High 5, Russ. Top man. much. Number 5, die-cast grading and condition standards.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Okay, that's heavy going, isn't it? This is gonna sound really flippant, and I don't mean it to be, but do we care?
Yeah, it depends on what you're doing. If you're
It's a bit like the Weatherstone, isn't it?
Not necessarily as sarcasm, like
if,
in what we do we care that it's
Depends on its age, really, doesn't it? If you want to
there's a standard. There's a standard degrees. If you look at if you go onto Toy Master on the website where they give you a rough value on vehicles, they have a grading system. I think it's A, B, or C, or D, which is A, mint in the box, untouched. B is mint condition, like without a box. Then you go C, play worn, and then D. You carry on the scale like that. Basically, I think there's 3 or 4 of the main ones. That's how they grade them if you're going to resell.
Yeah.
There is that diecast magazine that you were talking about earlier on, Paul, off camera. They did a feature when they first bought the magazine. Now they did a feature of pricing and grading, and that was a very similar thing: A, B, C, and D. And there was a piece on the bottom which was interesting, was restored vehicles, and it basically said that a restored vehicle will be at least 15 to 20% less value than a mint boxed. You know what I mean? If it came with a box, that is, if it was just a die cast restored on its own to good quality, it would be 15 to 20% less than the original in price wise.
Thing is, it's somewhat one person's valuation.
Yeah.
And grading of that vehicle will be different to somebody else's. Now, I had a coin that I was selling. It was actually going to a museum, and one guy graded it as super fine, and then when it got to where the payment was going to come, it was downgraded to fine. Probably just to kick me in the bollocks for the price, but it's just 2 different people's opinion of one item.
Right.
I have this vision. I mean, I'm a big comic book fan, Marvel, DC, that kind of thing. And the original Superman #1 that came out from the whenever it was, 40s, 50s, went for over $1 million, and it was sealed in a plastic sleeve line. What's to say, if I was playing devil's advocate, what's to say somebody that hadn't opened that up and took the middle pages out and sealed it up, and then you paid $1 million to find out half your story's missing? You know, that's just me being, offhanded like, but I'm a very hands-on models person. I like to, a lot of people like to collect them in the blister packs and etc. and the perfect. I like to take things out of the box, hold it, feel it. Especially if it's something like a Jerry Anderson toy, you want to show all the mechanisms work. And at 60, I'm still a 9-year-old who's playing with his toy cars, like, you want to play about with them, like. But I'm thinking, so if we took it from a different route, and if you looked at it from a restorer's point of view, I'd imagine the state of degradation or whether it's in good condition or not is the challenge in getting it restored, if that makes sense. So the more it's gone, do you go, I'll leave that, or it becomes a challenge to get it restored?
I think it goes to, the screens are missing. I tend to skip them a little bit now. I used to buy them, but I don't bother anymore if the screens are too bad.
like you say, it's all about the end product. Grading. If you was to buy it, if you was looking for it to buy as a collector, you want your top grade. You'd want it mint in the box if you can get it, like Ian has as well. But if you just want it to display as part of a collection you're collecting, not necessarily bother about boxes and all the mint condition, then yeah, you can go for you will go for the best one you can within your budget in that respect. Restoring, I think a good restoration of a die cast can fetch good money if you was willing, if you wanted to sell it. But you'd have to do. I mean, I looked on eBay because I often buy somebody else's restorations on eBay. I find doing that, somebody's got to the point of buying a new. They bought the glass, they bought the tires, they bought whatever it needs to put it together. Sometimes, let's put it this way, it's not a particularly good job. So you'll get it cheap because they tend to go quite cheap on eBay because certain people, like we said before, collectors, oh, I don't want a restored vehicle, I want an original. But for us to restore an old vehicle, it comes down to if you haven't got a 3D printer or anything like that, you're going to be buying your parts. So in that respect, buying a restored vehicle that somebody else has done, then you can take that, strip it down, and you've got a good source, cheap parts, which are half the price that you would have initially tried to pay for it. And on the back of that, you've got a lot of these Atlas editions that they did, the remakes of the Dinkies, you know what I mean? They did a lot of those. Now, I bought a few of them in the past, and I've broken them down for spare parts. People think, oh, what have you done that for? But it wasn't an original in the first place. It was a remake by Atlas, whoever, I can't remember who did it. It was Atlas, something like that. Then yeah, it's just a remake. So they're really cheap on eBay anyway. So get one of those. You've still got yourself still going down the road and getting cheaper parts. Yeah.
I mean, what I find distressing, and I've talked about this before, is from a Jerry Anderson fanboy point of view, that people are buying. And just to reiterate that our friend Ian Wally is selling a fantastic Space 1999 Eagle Lander with cabin. Please contact me or Ian for further detail. It is in fantastic quality. It's not in the box, but it's not got a mark on it. But I'll say this much: that cabin on that Space 1999 Eagle alone, I have seen going for £80 English on eBay. Forget the rest of it. Just the cabin alone, £80 English. And what distresses me even more is that people will then buy these Eagles, strip them back, and sell each part individually on eBay, which I think is
money.
Yeah, they're making money out of it. I know it's almost like a die-cast breaker's yard, which I find really sad. Really sad.
Yeah, I've actually seen it on there was something breaking down a 1/18 scale Ferrari. I think there's a Baraga one or something. And I was looking through the 1/18 scale kits, and this front end of a Ferrari came up, and I looked, I thought, oh, yeah, they're selling that for, I don't know, £8 or £9. And I looked down the listing, and I thought, there's another bit there, and the guy was listing, he broke it down. He was listing all the parts separately. Seats.
That's often.
And I think so I went on to the buyer, went on to what else he's selling, because I would like to check out what the rest of they're selling. And there it was, this Ferrari. He took time to split it down to the bare bones. Wheels, base plate, seats, boot, bonnet, windscreen. at the time you'd paid his prices for all of that, you could have bought 2 new ones.
Brought the model.
You know what I mean? Crazy. Absolutely crazy.
It puts me up. It really does. But, you know, horses for courses. Okay, we'll jump back into the chat. It's a collector's grade rather than a restorer's grade. It's pretty meaningless for us as restos. O3s are lower than wreckers to them, says JMO. Ian saying quality of a small restored model should be classed in a similar way to the quality of a full-size vehicle. The skill level is similar, only in a smaller scale. Quite right. Well, there we go. That is, we've done 5 of them topics, and I think that went really well. So thank you to those that volunteered. We'll round this out with a quick 10-minute quiz. Who haven't we asked? Jerry, give me a number. You're going to like this. Give me a number between 1 and 500, and we'll pick a quiz from the Quizmaster book. If you're still with us, Jerry, we'll do 10 questions to round out our evening. That's a bit of relaxation from the diecast and a bit of fun. So if you're still there, Jerry, give me a number between 1 and 500, and we'll do that. In the meantime, I'll say a thank you to our regulars. Jerry's gone with 13. I'll get onto that, Jerry. Thank you for everybody in the chat for joining us pretty much religiously now. Every time we do this, every 2 weeks, it's much appreciated. We are trying to make it better and better as the weeks go by. Sometimes we're a little bit thin on content, but this week it's gone pretty well. Now the move's settled down, I can start doing a bit more building myself. So 13. Stop waffling, PJ.
Yeah, get on with it.
Questions. Right. So I'm not going to give you the answers, but quiz 13 is pot luck. The answers are on the following page, so you'll have to bear with me whilst I check the answers. We'll see how quick we get through these, and then we'll do a bit of a countdown. Question 1. Where would you be eating a meal if you were al fresco?
Yeah.
Just give us an hands up if you've got an answer, rather than shout it out, and we'll wait for the first 3 responses to come in the chat. Luke, you look puzzled. Martin's got double. He's really confident where he knows where he's going. Man of the world that he is. So, man of Mablethorpe as he is. Where would you be eating a meal if you were al fresco? So we've got the first 3 answers from the boys in the chat. Russ, outside. Ian, outside. Darren, outdoors. Jerry, outside. Now that people are offering the answer, I've noticed that Luke's nodding his head.
No, I knew it was then.
Oh, right, okay, that's fair enough then. So, Luke, where do you reckon it is? You think it's al fresco?
They offer that in Chester at breakfast.
Is
Al fresco, outside.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Mr. D.
Homeless.
Round homeless.
Yeah, you'd be outside. No, it is outside, yeah.
Out yonder.
It is. Homeless. I think that's a better answer, to be fair.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah, so it is outside. It is outside. Well done, chaps. Here's one to make it. Oh, here we go. This will test some of the older guys. Well, not necessarily. In Only Fools and Horses. I think I know this. What name did Dell give to his son? Oh, I'm going to go to you first, Luke, when we've got some answers up, but I'll go to you first. I'm quite proud that you put your hand up. That's good.
My favourite, mate. Only fools and horses.
If I'm with anyone in the next 8 questions, Luke put his hand up. So we'll see. We'll give it. Jerry says, I don't like eating outside. I don't like sharing my food with 10,000 flies. Fair enough.
Depends what you're eating, Jerry.
It ain't too cold in bloody there to anyway. Right. We got 3 answers. So I'm going to go to 4 answers. I'm going to go to Luke because I'm proud of him. He's actually stepping forward with an answer. Damien. Martin.
Damien.
We have got Russ, Kev, Jamo, Darren, and Ian, all with Damien. Correct.
That was a cracking episode, that. When they bought with the Omen theme tune with Rodney were looking at him.
I remember him having a son. I never used to watch it religiously.
When he was down at the bottom of the bed, freaking him out.
I love him, I do.
Question 3. What type of creature is a small mountain, wait for it, ringlet, R-I-N-G-L-E-T? What kind of creature is a small mountain ringlet, R-I-N-G-L-E-T? Mountain
I'll have a stab at it.
ringlet. Okay, we'll wait for a couple of responses to come in from the chat. Wow, that was. I think I. Yeah.
He's checking the answer. He is look.
Yeah, he's been the answer. Of course he is. Yeah.
Right.
I've got the answers on the next page.
Text it me.
Text it you.
Yeah.
I'll put it in the chat for you.
Well, I think I know it.
Ooh, you might be 2 for 2.
The kind of deodorant.
You might have just used it. Oh, see where you're going with this. You might have just gone right up there in my esteem for being quite knowledgeable. So what have we got? Russ is saying links. Jamo saying, bet you wish you'd gone private now. Okay. Ian's saying goat. Darren's saying a lizard. Don't know. I think I dated her, says Jamo. Jerry's saying a marsupial. So quite an eclectic mix there of answers, and God knows some of you need to get out more. Luke, what do you think it is?
Lynx.
You think it's a lynx? What do you reckon, Dare?
I was going to say bird, but
You was going to say a bird. Right.
bird.
I have to confess, I haven't looked at the answer yet. I was going to go with goat, but
We're all wrong.
You're not going to like this, Luke. You're wrong. In fact, everybody's wrong.
It's a fish.
It's a butterfly.
Now you look at the wrong page. That's the wrong answer. The wrong question. Click through and find the right one.
No, unfortunately, it is the right answer.
Yeah, butterfly. There you go.
I checked it twice.
The mountain butterfly.
A butterfly. There you go. All learned here today.
A
I
butterfly.
got my animals mixed up.
Yeah.
You got your animals mixed up, did you? You never sprayed yourself with a butterfly, though, have you?
I was in the wrong pen, wasn't I?
Mountain butterfly. There you go.
Mountain butterfly. Right, question 4. Wow. Which animation studio created the character of Yogi Bear? Famous studio. Probably second only to Walt Disney.
Oh,
So that's right.
that's knackered down, isn't it?
You just put your hand down.
Yeah.
Warner Brothers.
Go on now.
Brilliant. Right. So I'll learn to keep your mouth shut. Which animation studio created the character of Yogi Bear? Right.
No clue.
Watching this as a kid, like. We've got one answer in the. Russ has got an answer. Jamo's got an answer. Luke, do you think you know?
No.
He hasn't got a Scooby. Dare swapped his answer from Walt Disney to something else probably now.
No, I've got a clue.
No, you don't know now.
No, I don't know now. I don't know, and you just killed me.
That's fantastic.
You just murdered me.
Yeah, Russ has gone with Anna Barbera. So has Jamo. So
Anna Barbera. Never heard of it.
Kev's gone the whole lot with Anna and Joseph Barbera. I used to call him Barbera. H from autocorrect. Yeah, I don't understand. Darren, Anna Barbera. People who can't tell the difference between entomology and bug me beyond etymology. Don't give me ones like that, Jerry. I've got to try and pronounce them. Entomology and no, it's not happening. Right. So yes, it was Anna Barbera.
What was that? A studio then?
Yeah, they did the Flintstones.
Never heard of it.
And Snagglepuss and.
I don't read the credits. I just watch the program, all the credits and all that.
Oh, here come the bears. The Air Bear Bunch. Didn't know.
Yeah.
No, I only have a look at the pictures. I think that's why I like those magazines a lot. When I was just
old. Mum could have a comic, but I only want to look at the pictures.
The only time I look at the
I got the adult ones eventually.
Yeah. Look at the credits.
All the pages stuck together.
It does make me smile when you watch these films. You look at the credits at the end, and you've got some really strange people who've got some strange jobs in these big movies. Like you've got your first grip, your second grip, you got Grip Boy, all the rest of it. And you look through it and you think, my God, all these people, and you think, what's he doing? What's his job? You got the guy who pushes the rail. He's easing. He pushes the camera along that track thing.
It's funny you should say that, because what I'll do is, if you're a Marvel fan, you've got to learn to have patience when you go and see a Marvel movie, because you're waiting for at least 2 end credits. That's going to be about 20 minutes down the line after the movie's finished. So the thing to do is, it's not going to work for you because there's only one Martin Dare, and there's probably only one Luke Sampson. But you look for Paul Jones as a credit, and the things I could have been a grip. I could have been an assistant director.
You get a grip.
I could have been a carpenter. I could have worked on Doctor Who. Amazing.
You could have been in the film Zulu. There's a lot of Jones in that film. Yeah.
Yeah. Jones the water boy, Jones the spear carrier.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm going to skip that one because I can't pronounce it. No, I can't do it. I think it is the hematology. Hematology. Jamie, you have to tell me if I pronounce that right. Hematology is associated with which constituent of the body? Hematology. HAEM.
Got it.
ATOLOGY.
On it.
You're on it. Have I spoken?
I should know that.
Hematology.
I'm on it.
Where he's let me. Who said something about he's from Swad? Oh you. Of course, it's Jamie. People who can't tell the difference between intimate and intimate. Rolls on the floor laughing. I think a lot of people are quite amused by my lack of pronunciation. Jamie said he's from Swad. Reading camel is a problem as multi-syllable. Oh,
a bit of a dig on it,
bit harsh. That
hard,
you can't beat the banana splits. You can't beat the banana splits. You're absolutely right there, Ian. Darren's pissed himself laughing. Which one, Richard or Karen? What we're talking now, the Air Bear bunch or the banana splits? You've lost me now, Jamie. Darren, Top Cat used to love Top Cat.
Oh, Top Cat, yeah.
We've got a friend. Jeremiah Montague, who lives in Texas. He's a friend of ours. He's a taverner, and he sounds just like Benny the Bull from Top Cat. Got that voice, that New York voice. He's brilliant. Ian saying either the engine, Jones the steam. Jones the steam. See, and I'm just hosting a YouTube channel. What I could have been.
Mm-hmm.
Casey Jones, he was the engine driver.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones.
No.
Yeah, no. It's a bit too energetic.
A bit too beyond that, mate.
Yeah. We'll skip that one. Right, so here we go. Jerry. Let's ask the boys first. Hematology, Martin.
Blood.
Luke.
Stone. Yeah, can't get blood out of it.
Don't complicate the matters. I've got to try and work this out.
Yeah. What are you playing? Paper, rock, scissors. Paper, rock, scissors.
Yeah. Jerry, blood. Ian, blood. Jamo, blood. Darren, blood. Russ, no idea. Russ.
Come on, Russ.
Where's the real Russ? No, you said could have been a carpenter. Oh, that's referring to the Karen or... That's a bit of a thing contact, that is. Thunderball Express, Jones sewing machines. My mum had a Jones sewing machine. They were black with gold letter writing on them.
Yeah.
And you had to, anyway. Going well, this, isn't it? God. I'll just see the next one after this one. Who wrote the fable of the boy who cried wolf? Who wrote the fable? I only know one fable writer. Who wrote the fable of the boy who cried wolf? If it's the right answer that I'm thinking about, you'll kick yourself because there's only one well-known.
Shakespeare?
No.
Oh, I'm just giving away.
Sit back down. Dare's pissing himself now, like. You heard that out loud, didn't you, Martin? As much as I did. Yes. Shakespeare. Right. Every time, yeah. We've got. Martin, do you think you know?
No, I don't know. No.
You don't know, but you know it's not Shakespeare.
No, at least have the stab at it. Better than
You did have a stab. As wide of the mark as it might be, you did have a stab at it.
At least he's been listening at school. He got something out of it.
Always.
In fact, if it was murder, you would have stabbed the wrong person. But at least you had a stab at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Good call. No. I like this. Fit my darkest. Why do birds suddenly appear? That's like the carpenters have just walked into the building.
That's the free shower curtain. Yeah.
Darren, don't panic. Right, let's get serious. Russ, Aesop. Jerry, Aesop. Every time you are near, says Jamo. Hans Christian Andersen, he adds to that. And Darren says Aesop. And Ian says Hans Christian Andersen, Jerry's brother. Just like me, they long to be close to you, says Jerry. It was Aesop, as in Aesop's Fables.
Did you know it?
Yes.
You liar.
I knew it wasn't Shakespeare because I've got books on Shakespeare.
The lads in the chat are all Googling it. We can't see what they're up to.
By the time they've answered it, they've had an hour.
They're all thick as shit, really.
Ooh!
I'm sorry.
Please don't unsubscribe from Luke's channel. He doesn't mean it.
Yeah, don't.
He needs as many as he can get. Right. we've gone past that mark. I'm going to get to 10, but we've gone past that mark. So this is going to be a long one. Question 7, because it's good fun. What is the usual short form of the word perambulator? I'll repeat that.
Yeah, got it.
What's the usual short form of the word perambulator? I can see Google through your glasses, Luke.
You got to be able to spell it first.
You don't know my phone, PJ. Not even Google now on that, mate.
4X says Jamo. That was before. Before my brothers are Philip and Jim, says Jerry. It's, you know, when sometimes you just read these statements, I think, what the hell are these?
It's a bit random. It's a bit random, doesn't it?
Yeah, it has sheep in it, and I got it wrong, says Jamo. All right. Cheeky says Darren. Right. So that might be referring to you.
It will be.
You're upsetting our clientele.
Calling them out.
So, some serious answers. Russ, Pram. I'm going to show myself up because I'll confess to what I thought it was, and I was totally wrong. Russ, Pram. Kev, Pram. Jamo, Pram. Ian, Pram. Jerry, Pram. Darren, Pram. Martin.
Brown.
Luke hasn't got a scoop, but you can tell by the look on his face. No. Because you know why he didn't get it. You know why
your battery's gone.
No, the reason why you wouldn't get it is because it's actually something that's got wheels on it. You know what I mean?
I've spat my dummy out of it enough times. I know that.
My head come off. Right. It is. I have to confess, I thought it was bike. So there you go.
Really?
It is. Yeah. For some reason, I got stuck on my head. All I could see was, like the big wheel on the front.
Oh, the penny farthing. Yeah.
Penny farthing. Yeah, that's what I could picture in my head. I like this. This is going well. This is number 8. Fontina. I'm going to pronounce that. I'm going to pronounce it. I'm going to spell that out for you because people say, idiot, that's not how you pronounce it. Fontina, as in Fontina. Fontina. Cheese originated in which country? Fontina cheese. I think I got it right. In which country? Rubber baby bugger. Jerry, I hate you. This is it. Peasants, Earl Grey tea. Don't know what this. I was pushed about in a silver cross high end pram. It says.
Oh yeah, silver cross for the. Hey, they were Rolls Royce are prams then.
And Jerry says, PJ, say this really fast. Rubber baby buggy bumpers. I think that was a fair attempt at that. Rubber baby buggy bumpers. There you go. What you tend to find is the whiskey loosens the vocal cords.
Yeah, but fogs the brain.
Try it, Jerry. Try it. Me and you one night.
Fogs the brain.
Fogs the brain. There's nothing for the brain. Right. D. Where's this?
I would say Italy.
You're going to say Italy. Luke.
Yeah,
that was our chip shop. That don't work.
No, I was torn between Greece or Italy, but man said Italy, so I'll go with Italy.
I'll say you're not answering for yourself. You just
no, I'll go with Martin.
Oh, we're having a bit of a war of words here.
You know what I mean? Jerry said cheese, then corrected himself because cheese isn't a country. I'll get back at you. Jerry says Italy. Then Ian said Italy. Russ, Italy. Kev, Italy. Jamo, Italy. Darren, Italy. I think they've all had bloody chance to Google it by now and Try. I'm a pheasant plucker. No, I'm not. Says Jamie. It is. So the page. Italy. Absolutely.
Well, it's in the pronunciation, wasn't it, for Tina?
Okay, if you don't, even Luke can get this. Which is
Are you sure?
That's not fair, PJ.
Is that Shakespeare? Is it Shakespeare related?
It is very fair. The blue planet is a name often given to which planet? The blue planet is a name often given to which planet? Are you confident, Luke?
Well, there could be two, really.
Oh, I can't wait for this. I can't wait. I'm sorry, D. I'm going to have to let him answer first on this
Just
one.
fine. You carry on, man. You carry on.
Because I know you're going to be right, but I can't wait for his choice of two.
Is it Pluto or Earth? I could be wrong.
Have you not watched that famous Richard Attenborough show, Life on Planet Pluto?
No, but it's a blue planet. I'll tell you say.
Yeah.
Martin.
Earth.
Love. Which planet do you think it is?
It's Earth, isn't it?
Yeah, it was actually.
So Russ is saying Earth.
Yeah, you were close, Luke. You got.
Yeah, it was Earth or Pluto.
Yeah.
Pluto's a blue planet.
Bit of distance though between the two, isn't there? You know, it's not like turn left at Coventry and end up on Pluto. No. Right, where were we? Put my diecast. True. Jerry, Earth. Darren, Earth. Ian, Earth. Kev, Earth.
Earth.
Okay. Blue marble. Ian, Smurf. Pluto's not a planet anymore. Oh.
You never told me about that.
Oh,
I must have missed that email.
Sorry, Russ, it doesn't say it in the book. It doesn't say. There's not a qualifying mark that says, tell Luke it's not a planet anymore. So I'll defend you, even though you got it wrong, Luke. That's not your fault. Pluto's not a planet anymore. He's a dog, says JMO. Neptune, says Darren. Thought Pluto was Walt Disney's dog.
Yeah.
Right. Let's put everybody out of misery. It was Earth.
Yeah.
Bloody Pluto. Right. And to wrap this up.
I was thinking outside the box.
Outside the atmosphere.
Thinking outside the bloody continent. Anyway, moving on. The final one to wrap this episode up. The Inca Empire, Inca, INCA, just in case anybody doesn't understand proper SWAT. The Inca Empire was located mostly in which modern-day country? The Inca Empire was located mostly in which modern-day country? We'll give it a few seconds. Gone well, that, boys. Like that. I like these questions. I don't have to think about it or look it up or do any involvement. We've got a book, the official DMC quiz book. So let's go to the chat. We've got nothing yet. There's some hurrying up on Google here.
Yeah, they're doing it.
There's a lack of responses. That's got Google swapped all over it.
There's a lot of AI coming on this now.
There is, isn't there? You know what I mean?
Would you want to put them out the misery?
We'll give two more answers to come up on screen. There's one. Jerry squeeze in there. We got Jerry or Darren. Well, Pete. No, right. Oh, Darren's there. Go on then, Luke.
I think it's Peru.
You think it's Peru?
Yeah, I think so. I think I remember watching something.
Martin, what are you going with?
Yeah, it's I would just basically say I was going to say South America, Peru,
Yeah. All right.
or the
We're
Amazon.
going with in the chat. JMO, Peru. Kev, Greece. Ian, Peru. Steady, calm yourself, Dad. Calm yourself. Kev saying Greece.
Even reading Shakespeare.
Ian's saying Peru. Russ, Peru. Darren, Peru. It was Peru. Well done, all. I think that was a more balanced quiz, and even Luke could take part this week. So I'm happy with
on it, mate.
He's got happy with that, wasn't he? Hey?
No.
He
He
wasn't
was
10 out of
10.
10.
He
10
got,
out of 10.
well, 2.
He nearly got, yeah.
He nearly got 2. We had to wangle it
I've got
for him.
3.
Did you get 3?
Yeah.
Are you sure? I will
He
look
did.
back.
It's one an easier one next time.
I will look back at the recording and see if you actually got 3 to see if it's official. All righty. Well done, folks. Thanks to our regular irregulars, as always, for taking part and having a bit of fun with us. I think this was we were struggling to get to an hour and a half last time we did this, and this time we're closer to 3 hours than 2 hours. So thank you to everybody who's taken part. It's been good fun, this one. We'll save the list that we haven't completed for the next time round. We will be asking other people in the chat to nominate a topic for us to talk about and pick a quiz. In actual fact, it was so much fun run out of steam that we didn't even go through the Facebook page. So we won't do that this time. Please, please, please don't forget that if you've not already, come and join us on the DMC home group on Facebook. Don't forget the Paint It Blue challenge. That's absolutely critical to us that we start building that up. So, from Mr. Martin Durr, from Mr. Luke Sampson, and from me, PJ.
Hi, everyone.
We'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Thanks for joining us. Have a great weekend.
Yeah.
And we'll see you. Cheers.
Bye-bye.